as a Nigerian scholar, someone that married to Nigeria, lived there for 25 years, and I'm now part of the diaspora, and have a lot of sympathy for Nigerians that said, oh, we are fed up with the links with the UK. We want to be fully independent as a country. We want to have our own decision making, our own industries and everything. That is supposed to happen. And the fault, if it's not, then we know who to blame. Certainly not us and not the UK. Now, the issue is it's good to be independent, but it doesn't mean that you are going to throw the baby with the bathwater. What I mean is, my colleagues now, my dear colleagues, you have just succumbed to the wrong idea that the Jesus that was brought to us by missionaries was a European, another Brit. Wrong. When the missionaries came, yes, they used the boats that were prepared by the administration, the colonizers. And after all, they were British themselves. But the reason they came was not to help the colonizers. They used the opportunity to do what Jesus told his disciples. Go and make disciples of the whole earth. And so, they brought Jesus to our shores. But even though the posters they might have brought, that were posters that were used in Britain, describing a blonde and blue-eyed Jesus, because you want Jesus to resemble you. You love him and you feel that he's one of you. And so that's the way they painted Jesus. But we know that Jesus has never been a British. He's never been a French. We all received Jesus as a foreigner. I'm talking of Jesus as a man. Jesus, the man Jesus, the Son of God, was born in the land of Israel today. He was born in Bethlehem. His foster father was of Davidic heritage. He lived in Nazareth, another town there, and he died in Jerusalem. He never traveled out of Israel, that land that at the time was called Palestine, because it had been so baptized by the Romans that had colonized that land at the time. So if you read about Jesus in the Gospels, especially his conversation with the Samaritan woman in John chapter 4, he asked her for water and she said, how can you ask me for water? I'm a Samaritan, you are a Jew. Samaritans were considered by the Jews as a religious sect, and they tried to avoid having too much in common with them. And Jesus said, yes, I'm a Jew, and salvation comes from the Jews. But there will be a time, because God is spirit, and you know a spirit is not British or French or looking whatever. A spirit is a spirit. And he said God is a spirit, and those that will worship him in spirit and in truth. And that will be for all people. And himself, before leaving back to heaven, told his disciples, go and make disciples from people all over the earth, starting from Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the end of the earth. And that's what people have been doing, including missionaries that came to Nigeria. So there is no link physical link between Jesus as a Jew and the British, except that from all over the earth we are now disciples of Christ, if we so wish and accept his invitation. So I beg you, before you throw Jesus as a byproduct of colonization, just sit down and read the Bible, and you will know the truth. And as it is written, the truth shall set you free. So, happy studies, my friends.